Good morning, guys. Hello, hello. I'll wait for all of you to come on in. In the meantime, come and jam with me. Yeah, I'm gonna open this up on my phone as well. Oh, yeah. Good morning. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Sexy Silver Fox. Say hello, you guys. And if you're on the replay, come and jam with me because I promise you, this is going to be very valuable for you. This is going to be epic. Oh my gosh. Hi, Regina. Good morning. Tell me where you guys are coming in from. Yeah. Thanks for joining me on this pre-show launch party. All right, Dan's telling me some technical stuff. I'm being too loud. Oh, the music is too loud. Okay. Okay. All right. How's that, guys? How's the music? Can you hear me and can you hear the music? Hi, Kristen. Hey, love. You should give me some of your acrobats. So good to see you guys. So if I'm glancing down, it's also because I want to make sure I'm staying on track, but I'm also checking out the comments in case I can't see them on my computer. All right, loves. So welcome. I am so excited to have you here. I am excited for this big day. This is a big day. And if anything, I want to be modeling for you that you should be celebrating. We should, and I don't want to should on anything, but I think if we're going to should on anything, this one is a should. We absolutely need to celebrate our wins, no matter how small, no matter how big. Those of you who work with me, my clients, I'm always asking, what are your wins? Let's celebrate them every single week because it's super important. A lot of us know what to do. A lot of us know what the blocks are. But how many of us actually take the action steps and implement them and move ourselves forward in our lives, in our businesses, right? Yeah, not as many as, like if we could all implement, we're already all there, we'd be living our dream lives, right? And it's not that what we're doing right now or how we're being isn't enough. It's coming from this place of we can even be more. We can have it all. We can have more. All right. Hi, Miss Allie. Hi, Kathleen. Good morning. Good morning if you're on the side of my world here in Canada. Oh, thank you so much for joining me, you guys. Woo! I just got so many downloads this morning of, I honestly, you know, it's all in your head, but I had the downloads down here. All right. Okay. What you guys think of that music? Hi, Aurora. What you guys think of that music? All right, that is my podcast music, by the way. It's called Island Temptation. And of course, on the podcast, you're going to be able to hear it with my introduction. So that's going to be awesome. Okay, could you guys hear me, by the way, when I was, like, give me a thumbs up when I was speaking just earlier with the music? I hope so. Anyway, Dan's like, cut the music out, cut the music out. He's getting nervous for me. It's so good to have feedback and a supportive spouse. Hello. All right. Hi, Aurora. Okay, I'm so happy you're here, love. Deanne, hi. Michelle, hello, loves. So I decided to do this out here knowing that I'm taking a risk with maybe some breeze and some wind and Wi-Fi stuff. But you know what? I just trust. I trust that I am fully supported by the universe. I'm fully supported in my dreams, and I am channeling whatever is going to flow out of me. I've got notes that keep me structured, but I know that whatever is meant to come out will come out as that's what it's going to be like on my podcast. Okay, so I'm modeling being perfectly imperfect. Hi, Jason. Long time no see. Hey, Tony. Hi, Anna. Hey, Miss Dawn. All right, you guys. So if you did come on earlier and you were with the music, you got a sneak preview of the music, which is called Island Temptation. Isn't that sexy and soulful and so fun? So good. So thank you for being here. If you're on the replay, type in replay. By the way, if you know how only, I don't want you to get all heady and like, I can't do this. Please hit watch party. Please share this out right now. Hit share so that there's other people who can watch this, who may not be in in this energy of this sacred container yet. Okay, because this is really for the collective. All right, I'm here to celebrate me and my successes, but of course, I couldn't do this without you guys, and I couldn't do this like part of a huge purpose is we are here to contribute. We're here to contribute to the greater collective. It's not about me, right? And I know that none of you are like that here. This is about creating a win-win-win world. This is about really conjuring up the beautiful energy for the collective. And I see my podcast as a global energetic sacred container. This is really about setting our intentions for ourselves, setting intentions for our community, setting intentions for the world, for this planet. And when we do that, those of you who do rituals, who do, moon circles, who set intentions, who meditate, you know that energetically it creates these ripple effects. How you show up in the world matters. It creates energetic ripple effects and it magnetizes amazing aligned opportunities for you, or it repels those opportunities for you if you're blocked. Energy is everything. Someone on the other side of the world is going to feel my energy. And I don't know how, I don't know when, and it doesn't matter. If it's already in God's plan, if it's already in our soul contracts, it's going to happen. And it doesn't matter how it happens. It doesn't matter the quality of that in terms of like, are we actually going to touch base? Or maybe that somehow someone's going to see this podcast pre-show launch or listen to my podcast. Hopefully it's that one too. As it's like we may never meet. And yet I know just by me speaking my truth, standing in my power, that perhaps there's like this one golden nugget that it'll change your lives forever. Can you guys relate with that? Hi Blaze, hi Love, hi Lena. You guys, can you relate with that? Right? Like when you're listening to podcasts or you're watching a show and you're talking to your mentors, or you go to a conference and somebody says something and it lands so deeply. Likely it's not something new you've heard, but as human beings in our human nature, what happens is we hear things over and over again, and when we're more open, we're more receptive, it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And how it's delivered, if it's your person will say, and the person, the way they deliver it really lands deeply. It's just like, wow, that's really hitting in the feels, that's really hitting in the heart because of the way they delivered it. The vibe feels like home to you. And I know that I'm so honored that there's, that's really what, when I say soulmate clients, it's really a huge part of it, right? If you believe in this, I do, because I'm spiritual, is like soul contracts. We already decided, and how we're gonna play out our life on a soul level. Is that new to anyone to hear this? Is it like a confirmation? Yes, right? We've already decided how we're going to play out our life, but on a soul level, it's up to you right now to decide how you want to play out your life. So I'm going to talk more about this in my podcast. I'm going to be diving deeper. My podcast is at 10 a.m., my premiere podcast this morning. I will drop the link in the comments later on. But it's on Om Times Radio, and it's going to be really exciting. Why do I want to create this sacred global container? And I think I've alluded to it already, but I feel like it's just so deep inside me. It's so deep inside me. I care about people so deeply. I care about what happens what happens to this world. I care about how I live my life. I am worthy, and so are you. I want you to really hear this. We are worthy of feeling fucking good. We are worthy of having outstanding, exceptional lives. And in order to do that, this is about stretching outside your comfort zone by getting out of your own way, trusting in the unknown, and taking that leap of faith. And in my podcast, I'm going to be sharing stories of how I absolutely practice what I preach. Those of you who have been following me for probably years now, you know that I absolutely practice what I preach. I wouldn't be here where I am right now if I didn't. And growth, personal development, in the last just a decade, over a decade, I've been, especially since my first spiritual awakening, which I'm going to talk about today on my podcast, my whole story and the details of it. um i I just see like growth, personal spiritual growth, which is a foundation of my business. It doesn't separate from business. um is so deeply important. And then contribution and faith, all these things make a very fulfilling life, and I want that for you. I want that for you. Do I struggle? Of course, because I'm human. That's why I have coaches. Do I have challenges? Yes. Right. And that's what I think makes us have such a beautiful, fruitful, colorful, adventurous life, is like we get to evolve. We get to know where our challenges are, and we either stay victim to them or we take personal accountability. I'm deciding right now. I'm deciding that this is not a problem, and how I need to do that, I'm going to work on that. And so on my podcast, we're going to support you to get yourself out of your own way, get yourself aligned with your biggest vision, whatever that is for you. My mission is to inspire you to operate from a place of beingness, who you truly are, so that you're fully expressed. And when you're fully operating from this place of beingness, we get to do things from that place. We're not contracted. We're not squishing parts of yourself. We're not trying to people please. We're not trying to perfect ourselves. No, right? We get to just be who we are. And here's the thing, you're not for everybody. I know I'm not. I know I'm not for everybody. And that's okay. That's totally okay. If your purpose is not to please, your purpose is to stand in your power and live from that place authentically. And if we're to be able to be ourselves, I really want to create a world. I want to be in a world, don't you guys, where we get to be ourselves and feel safe to do that. Who's here with me here? Drop some hearts. Who's with me there? We get to be ourselves and feel safe to do that. This is why it's deeply important. You're not for everybody, and everybody's not for you, okay? You show up and shine, and you're going to attract your aligned people in your personal and your professional life. And so I really want you to know you're not alone in this. A lot of times when I ran self-love groups, workshops, even now when I run masterminds, there's a lot of shit that comes up. Yeah, absolutely. We're human. And we often think we're in ourselves, and no one else feels this way. You guys, I want you to know you're not alone. So on my podcast, I'm going to be sharing in these series, in this season, like some of these challenges that my clients, that myself have come up and bumped up against. And for you to realize, like, oh shit, that's me too. Like, that's where I am. And then I'm also going to give you some solutions and strategies and mindset shifts to support you to get yourself out of your own way. Like, that is really huge. Topics I talk about this season, and really what I talk about all the time, because I'm passionate about it, is getting out of your own way and showing up authentically. Bold, heart-driven leadership, money and the energetics of money. You guys, oh my God, money is such a huge thing. Money is such a huge thing. And you hear me, those of you who have been following me for a while, it's your birthright to be abundant. It's your birthright to have money and lots of it and be unapologetic about it. It's your birthright. And if you're going, oh, this is making me feel so uncomfortable, great. That means there's your shit right there. Right, there's your shit. You've got some money stories. We all do. I continue to work on my money stories. Absolutely. And I've come a far way, and you can too. I'm not special, you guys. All right. Well, yes, I am. But what I mean is, this isn't unique to me. You can get out of your own way and you can manifest more money in your life, but it's about embodying it. There's a difference between saying it, but like then subconsciously not believing it. Okay, you get to have sacred, sexy pleasure. This is a topic I love to talk about. Soulgasms, come on, you guys. It's like an orgasm on your soul and multiple times. Okay, like live. I want you to live your life this way, in your own soulgasmic way, and whatever that is authentically to you. Mine's pretty loud. You can probably tell. So and of course, we're talking about systems and strategies for you spiritual, heart driven entrepreneurs who are coaches, healers, practitioners, therapists, naturopathic doctors, personal trainers, like anyone who is here, way showers, psychics, anyone who is here to transform other people's lives through the work that you do. Okay, and you might be going, I might have not named your profession, and that's okay. You can do it through your career. There's so many people who are working with the government, who are working, oh, some of you might be like, no, but like there are people who are changing the world because changing policies, changing, changing how things can be, right? And this is really important. So tune in every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Mountain. This is really important for you to have your voice and speak it. And I encourage you guys to write to me. Let me know, like, what is it that you want to hear? All right. So, uh, as you can see, if you've been following me, I've had huge spiritual awakenings over the last decade, and last year a huge spiritual awakening, which I'll go into a podcast episode about, with my relationship with God. And now it's like even expanding to the Palladians. Those of you who have seen, I have Palladian energy. I am Palladian, and what the heck is Palladian? Well, you're gonna have to stick around to find out. But essentially, it's unconditional love, and it's a higher source, and it's so beautiful. Hi, Catherine. Hi, love. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Raina. Okay, so I want you guys to put in the chat box here. I want you to put in chat box, what do you all want to see happen for the collective? What would you want to see happen for this world from this place of being heart-centered, from this place of seeing, yourself in the next 5, 10 years, from the place of after you leave this world, after your body leaves this world, that for your children, for your children's children, for the generations beyond, what is it that you want to see? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear that so that we are conjuring up the sacred energy in the container for this. Whew, let's see what you guys got. Let's see what you guys got. I think there might be a bit of a lag because I'm not seeing anything come through right now, but drop it in the comments because you guys, your voice matters. Your voice absolutely matters what you want to see for this world. And you can say peace. You can be as specific as that, love. And if you can be more specific, that'd be awesome. But one word is just, it's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So, and as you do this, I'm going to really tune in right now and just allow some of this. I talk a lot with my hands, but I also know it's part of how I manifest and how I create more in this world for the highest truth and good. Healing and sharing. Hi, Lisa. Oh my gosh, a big thank you to Lisa Berry, my podcast prosperity coach, and Thomas Gazar. I'm gonna totally F up your last name there, Thomas. I'm sorry, Tamaz. So I'm not that great with last names, you guys. They are my podcast prosperity coach, and I wouldn't be able to do this without them. Their mentorship has meant a lot to me, and I'm so blessed I have to really manifest mentors, including Aurora Lights here, my soul embodiment, joyful embodiment coach. I'm so blessed to manifest mentors who are very intuitive, who have psychic abilities, who are of Thomas, like you can see my Palladians every time we're on a call. Like that is so freaking cool. Hi, Torian. Okay, tell me, you guys, if you're just joining, tell me what you want for this world. What is it that you want to see? What legacy do you want to leave behind? What is it that you want to see for this world? Connecting women create together. Catherine, that's what Deanne says. Personal connections around the world so we can tune and watch out for each other. Yes, yes. Healing and love. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Whoo, this is so beautiful, guys. And here we are. We're co-creating with spirit. We're co-creating with higher power, with source, whoever that is for you. For some of you, it's God. Perhaps it's Buddha. Perhaps it's like Kuan Yin, right? There's many different higher powers. And at the end of the day, all spiritual beliefs, it comes from love. Comes from love. I'm looking up because my son is looking down from the window. He's sending some love, saying good morning. And in your roles, let me ask you here. What's that next level bigger game for you as a co-creator with life and spirit? And then maybe that in your answer, what's that bigger game for you in your roles if you're in a partnership, okay, as a spouse, as a parent, as a community member, in your career or business? What is that next level game for you? How do you take your life from where it is to that next level outstanding? Because you are worthy of it. And again, this is not from a place of, oh, what I have is not good enough. No, what you have is you're divinely perfectly where you need to be, and there's always that next level, because we can play a bigger game because we are infinite creators. We can create all these amazing possibilities from ourselves, and we just got to get out of our own way. We're a channel of source. We can be a channel of source, and you're fucking worthy to have it all. Okay. When it comes to money, you guys, okay, I'm like I just said, when it comes to money, what are the beliefs we tell ourselves? What are stories we tell ourselves that stop us from playing a bigger game? I see entrepreneurs struggling, getting defeated, doubting themselves, becoming more stressed, and this blocks them. And then it blocks money from coming into their bank accounts, blocks them from having more abundance, more clients, more impacts, because there's what you're focused on, the energy expands there. So pay attention to where your beliefs are, what your stories are, where you're focusing on, and where you focus, your energy persists. So I'm gonna actually bring on my sexy silver fox, Dan. He's my sexy guest today, because on our podcast. Hello, love. We won't make out in front of you guys, okay?
That's for the other channel. Yeah.
That's for the other channel. Maybe not. We might get more viewings.
Yeah, there we go.
Honey, please tell us why, because this is such a deeply important topic, and you know, so for those of you who don't know Dan, I'm gonna actually get him to introduce himself first. So go ahead, hun.
Yeah, so I'm a certified financial planner at IG Wealth, and I help people basically figure out their path for retirement or paying for their next house, vacations, whatever the case is. Basically manage the world of finances, okay? And, Roz and I were talking about this, and one of the words that she keys in on that I use quite often is I humanize the money approach, the financial planning approach, because we don't speak numbers. We speak in terms of goals and desires and wants. So a guy like me, who's all logical and I love math, right? For someone who's not, I won't name any names, but she's definitely not.
I'm not an Asian that can do mental math.
Not your stereotypical. So Rod's commented on that. People can often feel like a victim to their circumstances. Well, this is a situation where she's more of one type of personality, I'm more of a different type of personality. It's our strength. It's not our weakness that we're not exactly the same way. It's a strength.
We balance each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. What are some of the challenges you see occur between couples and finances in your field, honey? Because I want you guys, as you're listening to Dan, just reflect on yourself. Is this something I also feel challenged on?
Yeah, well, the biggest one for sure is the communication aspect. So couples, I often make the joke that more people spend time planning their 1-week vacation to Mexico than they do the rest of their financial future. You got to make sure that you're in alignment with what your partner's goals are, right? And if you're not exactly in alignment, that's fine. We can make it happen, right? But having that communication is the first key component, and many couples don't even talk about money, whether it's because of their previous history with money, they think is a taboo topic, or whatever the case is. Whatever reason you have, communication is the key aspect. So bringing people together is what I do.
Yeah, and oftentimes people ask like they see us as a power couple. And if you guys have been following us, we call ourselves Pleasure in the Bedroom and Bank, by the way. And if you guys have been following us, you know that already. That's not new for you. But a lot of questions come in the form of how do you guys, how are you guys a power couple? Like, what do you do? What does it look like? What are the rituals you do to create such a sexy, passionate relationship? We've been together for 18 years. I know I'm Asian, so I don't look as old as I am. I know.
I did find one gray hair on her head a little while ago.
I was
so,
super happy about it, you guys. I was like, yes, don't pull it. I want the gray hair. That's amazing. Wisdom. And so on future in this series, in this season, my podcast, 10 a.m. Mountain on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Okay, tune in, Times Radio. I will send the link to you guys in the comments later. We are going to, I'm going to have Dan as one of my guests, and we are going to share with you how it is that we create such a sexy, soulful, passionate relationship. And you guys, it doesn't just come, it doesn't just happen. You don't just sit there and just try to, like, manifesting isn't like you're just wishing and it's going to happen, but you don't take action. No, right? So we're going to tell you some practical action steps in what we actually do to manifest abundance in our lives. And abundance comes in many different forms, but this particular abundance is financial. And if you're telling yourself money is important, then there's a story around that. Absolutely, money is important.
Or I'm just going to add in here, some people say money is the root of all evil. So they have this preconceived notion that money is a bad thing, right? But that's absolutely not the case. Money is energy. Money is what you create from it. So yes.
And it's really, what is money? Money is a tool. We want to, money brings us helps us get to the experiences we want. That's why money is important. I used to tell myself money's not important, and then it would block, right? And so let's get into the energy of abundance, of embracing that. Money is beautiful. Money is sacred. Money is soulful. And when you have a sexy, soulgasmic relationship with money, watch it pour in, right? And you're still a good person. So I'm going to share more about money and energetics of money in my podcast and how you can really embody it. It's one thing, think about it, but it's another, it's like, next level to really embody it and feel it at the core of you, to the core.
And for all you left brain thinkers out there like me, it works. Right? I'm just saying that much, right?
Which, that was the next point in my notes is a lot of times people ask how, because I'm super woo, you guys. Yes, I have a former registered psychologist background, so of course I bring in the neuroscience with manifesting and the belief shifting, and I still bring that into my business coaching. But I'm very woo, and the things that have been happening, Dan's been kind of witnessing. He's not as woo. He's kind of, but he's very intuitive, and he just won't admit it. So. So the questions that come up are, how do you guys make this work when you're not exactly on the same journey yet? Like, you're not on the same page in your journey. So in my podcast, I'm actually going to be sharing some of that, and we'll probably talk about it more in detail as well. How do we do that? Because this podcast, again, is a sacred global energetic container, and it's not just for us as singles, but like us as couples, us as family, us as a community, and the world at large. And so it starts right here at home. It starts here at home, and then it starts here, right? Next level home. And then the family, right? And so thank you, love, for coming on.
You're welcome.
Mwah. So tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Let's start to bring this into a close, guys, for this pre-show launch, because I am going to be hopping on my podcast at 10 a.m. Did you get that? 10 a.m. every Tuesday? and so I want you to bring back in the intention that you just put in the chat box. And if you haven't yet, you're just coming on, please put what you want for the collective, for the world. What do you want to see in this world right now? And I think COVID has allowed us to really dig deeper and reflect on ourselves, and really, because I see it as, and this doesn't minimize any of the trauma and tragedy and deaths that have happened, but if we look at it from, again, a soul level, a spiritual level, a personal development level, a professional development level, this is a big pause for us. It's like the planet taking a big deep breath. And in this time, I certainly hope, and if you haven't, it's okay, don't beat yourself up. But I certainly hope that you discover things about yourself and your desires and your purpose. And if you're still seeking, amazing. Come on my podcast. You're going to receive more answers and downloads. And it's going to be magical in the sense that, you know, we are here to set intentions. And like I said earlier in this replay, I'm thinking about if you're on the replay, in earlier on this pre-show live, is everything matters. How you think energetically vibrates out. Your current reality is a match for what's happening in your psychology. Always. So if there's something that's not working, shift it. And you know, it's easier said than done. This is why my podcast, I'm having it so I can help you do that. I'm delivering light language, which on my podcast today, I'm going to go into detail what exactly that is. I'm going to be regularly delivering light language activations to support you in clearing, in balancing, in activation, in aligning to your deepest truth, your who you authentically are, what your purpose is in this world, to live more meaningful life, meaningful to you. That's the most important thing, because when you're living in this joyful, loving, peaceful place, oh, it's just such a beautiful foundation to live from. And from there, you can create more and more and more. So set your intentions. I'm going to do a little bit of a guided meditation to seal this in. And I'm going to bring this into my podcast. And on my podcast, I'm going to be delivering a light language activation to amplify this for you. Okay? So you definitely want to tune in. So I'm going to get you to close your eyes or have a soft gaze and just see your life 5 years from now. See your family 5 years from now. What's it like? See your community. See this planet. And don't worry about the logistics of how you're going to get there and all that. Just see what it is and energetically feel that. It's a feeling. Let's get into our hearts and feel the energy of this world 5 years from now, 20 years from now, 40, 50. Feel it when your body's no longer here on this earth, and for your children or the generation of our children, for our children's children, for the generations beyond. Feel that. Take a breath in. Feel it. And I imagine, as I'm allowing myself to just channel through and also allow my desires for this planet, I feel the peace. I feel the love. I feel the consciousness. I feel the nations coming together for love, for peace, for unity. I feel us working together. I feel the shit dissolving. Abuse, violence, war, bullying. Because we're much more whole as humans. We love ourselves deeply. And just breathe into this. Breathe into your intention for the world, and I'm feeling all of it from you right now. Oh, you guys, it's strong. Woo! Like my like energy field is huge. Woo! And if you're getting heady, don't get heady. Just let your heart feel this. Feel this. If you're having a hard time, feel the love you have for your precious loved ones. Whether that's your kids, your partner, your parents, your siblings, your best friends. Feel that. What is it that you want for them? right? Yeah, you drop in, you drop in, you drop in, you drop in. Beautiful. And I'm going to ask you, what, and don't think about it, feel it. What today, because you showed up right here, right now, I want you to be aware of how you start to show up even the next hour, how you start to show up. You're going to show up on my podcast the next hour. But how are you going to show up for the rest of your day? How are you going to show up tonight? How are you going to show up tomorrow morning? How are you going to show up for the next week? How are you going to show up from this place of love, from this place of setting your intentions? How are you, because it matters, going to start knowing your worth, knowing that you make a difference, no matter how big or small, knowing that, as you really move into all the places that you live, and then those relationships that you live in, from this place of love, from this place of wholeness, from this place of setting intentions for the greater collective. Notice how you'll think differently. Notice how you'll feel differently. Notice how you'll show up differently. And let's really connect this by putting your hand on your heart, one on your belly, where your gut instincts is, and really honoring these places. Breathe into these places. Breathe in your intentions. Beautiful, my loves. And let's stay here. Let's stay here. Let's stay here. And let's bring this energy into my podcast. I want to say thank you so much for your beautiful energy. Thank you so much for your support, for coming and playing and celebrating with me. I'm really excited about this first season of my podcast. And today, of course, the podcast premiere. You guys, you have filled me up. And I receive just as much pleasure fill you up. So let's bring in this soulgasmic pleasure into this global energetic sacred container. Thank you so much, you guys. I'm going to drop the link so that you know exactly where to go to listen to the podcast. This podcast will also be blasted out to all the podcast platforms, so you'll be able to listen to those platforms as well. But today it's going to be live. My podcasts are always going to be live, so F-ups and all going to be there. Real life, hashtag. And it's going to be the real and raw. Thank you for the hearts, my loves. So I'll see you at 10 a.m. That's like in 20 minutes on my podcast. I'll see you. I'll feel you. And let's take this further into the world by receiving my light language activation for your intentions. All right, my loves. Thank you so much. See you in 20 minutes.